Shalom, shalom to all my relatives and friends, and shalom, shalom to all my sisters and brothers in Messiah. So today I am doing the fourth part in my wake up call message about New Yahushua. So it's my wake up call message which continues, but this wake up call message to my brothers and sisters, relatives and friends, and the nations is about the city of Elohim, called Jerusalem or New Jerusalem. So today I'm going to be talking about New Jerusalem, and this is the fourth part. Before I begin, I want to say a prayer to Yahuwah. So, oh Abba Father, in Yeshua's name, I just come before your throne of grace, thanking you for your beautiful day and for all the gifts that you give to us, oh Yahuwah, for all your gifts that you furnish us with in these last days. We just bless you, oh Yahuwah, for filling us with your mighty and powerful Ruach HaKodesh. And we thank you for the blood, the atoning sacrificial blood of Yeshua that washes us whiter than snow, oh Yahuwah, so we can stand before your throne of grace, unblameable, unimpeachable, and spotless. So we thank you for all that you're doing for the 12 tribes of Israel, for your bride, and for all the saints. Thank you for remembering the poor, the orphans, and the widows, and the children that are all over your earth. As I speak about New Jerusalem and the tribes of Israel, thank you for being with me in Yeshua HaMashiach name and authority. Hallelujah. So with this message, I want to just begin at in the Psalms. I want to start this one in Psalm 78, still speaking about New Jerusalem and giving us just a little history about Yahweh relationship with Israel and all that he has done, our sovereign king and father has done to bring us to this point in history. And Psalm 78 is a beautiful Psalms which gives us an historical view of Yahweh's relationship with all the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Because Psalm 78 is recounting um, Moses' journey down into Egypt to bring the 12 tribes out of Egypt and all their promises to Yahuwah and what they did to not keep the instruction and the direction that Yahuwah gave them. So Psalm 78. Psalm 78 verse 1. Also, I just want to say New Jerusalem is the city of Elohim. And in Psalm 122, it talks about the knitting together. It's a city that is knitted together. So that knitting together can be like our mother, the modern renewed Jerusalem, New Jerusalem that descended from heaven, be knit together with earthly Jerusalem. So that's just one aspect of what New Jerusalem is. So just Psalm 78 from verse 1. I'll just read from verse 1 until 40. Just 1 second, please. Turn that on. So Psalm 78 says, "Give ear, O my people, to my law. Incline your ear to the word of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old, which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us. We will not hide them from the children." Yahweh's word we won't hide from the children because Yahweh command us to tell them to the children. showing to the generation to come the praises of Yahuwah and his strength and his wondrous works that he has done. For Yahweh Sabaoth established a law in Jacob and appointed a law for Israel, which he commanded our fathers that they should teach them to all the generation and to all the children, that the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare Yahuwah's laws and instructions to the other children, that they might set their hopes in Yahuwah and not forget the work of our Creator, but keep Yahuwah's commandment, and might not be as their ancestors, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their hearts aright, and whose ruach was not steadfast with Yahuwah Elohim. The children of the tribe of Ephraim, being harmed and carrying bows, turned back in the day of the battle. They kept not the covenant of Yahuwah and refused to walk in Yahuwah's law and forgot Yahuwah's work that he and the wonders that he had shown them. Marvelous things did Yahuwah in the sight of their forefathers or ancestors. He did these great and awesome things in the land of Egypt, in the fields of Zoan. Yahweh divided the sea and caused Israel to pass through, and he made the waters to stand up on heaps. In the daytime, he also led Israel with the cloud, and at night with the light of fire. It's called the pillar of fire in the Bible. So that's Psalm 78 from verse 1 until 14. It's a very long, detailed psalm about Moses bringing the children of Israel out of Egypt. So I won't read all of it. I'll just continue in verse 50. Yep, it says, verse 50 says, he made a way to his anger. Yahuwah made a way to his anger, and he spared not their souls from the Egyptian that was chasing after Israel and refused to let Israel go, even when Yahuwah warned them over and over to let his people go. So Yahweh made a way to his anger. He smote the firstborn in Egypt, the chief of their strength, in the tabernacle of Ham. But he made his own people Israel to go forth like sheep and guide them in the wilderness like a flock. And he led them on safely so that they feared not, but the sea overwhelmed their enemies. So we praise Elohim for being the man of war that always fights for us and overcome our enemies for us. And he brought Israel to the border of his sanctuary, even to his mountain, which is right hand at purchase. He cast out the Eden also before Israel and divide them and an inheritance by line. And he made the tribes of Israel to dwell in tents. Yet they tempted Yahuwah and provoked the Most High Elohim and kept not Yahweh's testimony, but turned back and dealt unfaithfully like their forefathers. They were turned aside like a deceitful bow. For they provoke Yahuwah to anger, and and tempted the Most High Elohim and kept not his testimony. And they provoke Yahweh to anger with their high places and move Yahuwah to jealousy with their graven images. When Yahuwah saw and heard this, he was angry, and he greatly abhorred Israel. So Yahuwah forsook the tabernacle of Shiloh, the tent which he had placed among mankind, because of all of their rebellion. Yahuwah forsook the tent of Shiloh. And he delivered his strength, Israel, into captivity, and his glory he delivered to the enemy's hand. He gave his people over also unto the sword, and was wroth with his inheritance. The fire consumed their young men, and their maiden were not given into marriages. So this is what happened to Israel. Their priests fell by the sword. Their priests fell by the sword, and their widows made no lamentation. Then Yahuwah, when Yahuwah saw all that was happening to Israel, he awoken as a man out of sleep, and like a mighty man that shout by the reason of wine. And Yahuwah smote his enemies in the inner parts. He put them to a perpetual reproach. Moreover, Yahuwah refused the tabernacle of Joseph, and chose not the tribe of Ephraim, but Yahuwah chose the tribe of Judah and Mount Zion, which he loved. So that's why one of my titles for the New Jerusalem series, it's called The City of Truth, Yahuwah has chosen Jerusalem, because he tells us this here. He chose Mount Zion, which he loved, and built his sanctuary like high places, like the earth which he established forever and ever. And he chose David also, his servant, and took him from the sheepfold. And from following the sheep with young, he brought David to feed Israel, his inheritance. Yes, because David, the ancient David that we read about all the time, that writes most of the Psalms, is an example and a shadow and a type of the modern Yahushua that we're all waiting for, and who will return. And the Bible tells us that his name will be called Yahushua ben Dawid. So it's a Ben Dawid. It's just like David is the father, ancient David, because he's the one that initiate the establishment of the tabernacle. And David was an example of Yahushua ben Dawid that will rule over all the 12 tribes of Israel in these modern times. So that's what ancient David is pointing to, Yahushua ben Dawid. From the yes. So he took David from following the sheep, so David could lead all the 12 tribes of Israel, as it is telling us here in Psalm 7:8. So he fed them. So David fed them according to the integrity of his heart, and David guided Israel by the skillfulness of his hands. So we praise Elohim for being the mighty and omnipotent Yahuwah that tells us everything in the beginning that will happen in these latter days. So now I just want to continue in talking about New Jerusalem by reading Revelation 21, because in Revelation 21 it gives us a lot of details about New Jerusalem. So yes, that's where I'm going to be reading from now. So Revelation 21, I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away. John is telling us all this. And And I, John, saw the Kodesh city, New Jerusalem, coming down from heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Yahuwah is with mankind, and Yahuwah will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and Yahuwah himself shall be their Elohim. And Yahuwah shall wipe all tears from their eyes. There shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things have passed away. Hallelujah. What a great and awesome time that will be, and what excellent promises we have to look forward to when we're walking before Elohim without any pain or sorrows. It will be a great season. And he that sat on the throne says, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are faithful and true. Praise Elohim for the faithful and true word that is called Yahushua. And we thank Yahuwah for watching over all of his words and his covenantal promises to bring them to pass for Israel, for all the saints, the brothers and the sisters, and for the body of Messiah. So hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise Elohim for all of his words and for his mighty right hand, and all that he's doing in these latter days to manifest all of these precious promises in his earth, in the whole wide world. And he says, right, because I am the Aleph and the Tav, the beginning and the end, the author and the finisher, the opener and the closer, and I will give unto whomever that is thirsty the fountain of water freely. Praise Elohim for the water, for the former rain and the latter rain that nourishes our souls and hearts and minds. He or she that overcomes shall inherit all these things, and I will be his Elohim, he shall be my son. So in Hebrew, son is called Ben, and for daughters, the feminine is Benut. Benut, it's like be not, like Benut. So that's the Hebrew for female. He that overcomes shall inherit all things, and I will be his Elohim, and they shall be my son. But the fearful and the unbelieving, the abominable and murderers, whoremongers and sorcerers, and all idolaters, all liars, shall have their part in the lake which burned with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. So Yahweh is warning us from ancient times what will happen to humanity that does not believe in Yahushua and does not have Yahushua's blood sacrifice and redemption and salvation. So yeah, they will go to the second death. And there came unto me one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials full of the 7 last plagues, and talked with me, saying, Come thither, and I will show you the bride, the Lamb's wife. And he carried me away in Ruach HaKodesh to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, New Jerusalem, hallelujah, hallelujah, Kodesh, Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from Yahuwah Elohim, having the glory of Yahuwah Elohim, and her light was like a precious stone, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal. Hallelujah, hallelujah, for New Jerusalem and amazing light. I think it's like a big diamond that sparkles like the rainbow with many, many different colors. And New Jerusalem had wall great and high, and 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels. And the name written thereon are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. On the east gate there was 3, and on the north side there was 3 gates, and on the south side 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates. And the wall of the city has 12 foundations, and in them the name of the 12 apostles of Yahushua. And he that talked with me had a measuring line. It's a golden measuring reed to measure the city and the gates thereof and the wall thereof. And the city lie 4 square, and the length as large as the breadth of the city. And he measured the city with the measuring line, 12,000 furlong the length and the breadth, and the height of the city is equal. And the angel measured the walls of the city. He measured the walls thereof, and the measurement is according to the measurement of a person, even like an angel. And the building of the wall of it was of jasper, and the city was pure gold, likened unto clear glass. And the foundation and the wall of the city were garnished with all manner of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper, the second was sapphire, the third colonnade, and the fourth an emerald stone. Hallelujah, for all the precious stones that is the foundation for New Jerusalem. The fifth was a sardonyx, and the sixth sardus, and the seventh salatolite, the eighth beryl, the ninth topaz, the 10th stone, I can't pronounce this one. The 11th jacinth, the 12th an amethyst stone, and the 12 gates were 12 pearls. Hallelujah! Every several gate was 1 pearl, and the street of the city was pure gold, as it were transparent glass. And I saw no temple in New Jerusalem. Hallelujah. No temple at all. Because the word tells us that Yahuwah Elohim, the mastermind creator, and Yahushua HaMashiach, the Lamb, are the temple of New Jerusalem. And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon to shine in it. For the glory of Yahuwah did light the city, and the Lamb is the light of the city of New Jerusalem. And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it, and the kings of the earth do bring their glory and their honor into New Jerusalem. And the gates of New Jerusalem shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no night there, and they shall bring the glory and the honor of the nations into New Jerusalem. And there shall in no wise enter into New Jerusalem anything that is defiled, neither anyone that works an abomination, nor anyone that makes a lie, but only those people who are written in the Lamb's Book of Life shall be in New Jerusalem. So this is my 4th part about New Jerusalem, and I'll do a few more parts And I thank you for listening to me about this is my wake up call message. And in this wake up call message, these parts and series is about New Jerusalem. So yes, thank you very much for listening.